One Direction fans are famously intense. What's the maddest thing you experienced while touring with the guys?
I guess they're better than the FBI. They would figure out everything.
I am joined by the legend that is Josh Devine. Yeah, how are you?
Doing well, brother. How you doing?
I'm delicious in most ways. No,
That's something I've not heard anyone respond with in a while. Is yeah, I'm delicious. I may start using that. I'll
it's,
credit you. I promise.
thanks. I want at least 15% back on whatever you make out of that.
Yeah,
Um,
done.
you are playing for us the UK Drum Show 2026. But before we get into any of that, I've got to ask. Your career went from uploading drum covers on YouTube and online, and then all of a sudden you're touring with One Direction. Tell me about the bridge between being an online drummer to touring with arguably the biggest pop band to have ever existed.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. I guess when I first started uploading videos and stuff, I was what, 16. MySpace had really was the big thing. So I was just like, I'm going to keep putting stuff up on YouTube, link it to my MySpace, add a bunch of people so they can see it. And then, me being a hopeful 16, 15, 16 year old was just like, yeah, I'm just going to like add and just message all these like people that I love. And like, no one ever got back. Like, everyone's just like, no, screw this guy. Apart from a couple people did. And one guy that got back to me he was a local singer songwriter to where I was living, Charlie Drew, and he just said, "Oh man, like I'm playing some stuff. Come and play some drums for me." So I said, "Great." We became mates. I played on a load of stuff. We did a load of live stuff. That he then started working with this rapper called Skepta, who's a big deal. Skepta's awesome.
Mhm.
He's one of the greats in my opinion. I think he's one of the best, if
Mhm.
not the best, in my opinion, UK grime artist ever. Like I love him. Um, so we recorded a song for his record and then went on tour with him. And then he was like, I need a live band for these couple of tours. So I started touring with him. So I guess it kind of went from playing with local bands. I did like a bunch of local bands in between,
Mhm.
getting out there to the point where I was like, okay, now somebody with a big reputation like Skepta has taken me on board. Maybe this will put me to the next level. And it did. People started to take note of like, oh, this kid's doing some stuff. This is cool.
Yeah.
Um, in amongst all of that, I won a drum competition with Mapex.
Mhm.
Got the drummer tomorrow. When was that? 2007 maybe. Um, I felt like that just gave me some credibility to kind of get in with a company and people to go, oh, hang on, this company's endorsing this like 16-year-old. This is cool.
Yeah.
Um, just gained a bit of credibility on it all, and it just literally went from that,
Wow.
from Skepta to getting a call to do a TV show with One Direction. And obviously, you hear the word TV. I didn't care who it was, and at the time, I'm a big metalhead. I love
Right.
all kinds of music, but like pop was the last thing I thought I would be doing. Especially
Yes.
when I was touring with a grime artist, I was like, these are two separate worlds. Um, and I did the TV gig, loved it, and then got a call from the MD saying like, "Hey, we have a tour going on for this band. Could be a month long. Come and audition. Come and try out and see if you
Yeah.
gel. We'd like to see if you can actually do it." So I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
cool." Turned up, auditioned, got called back. They chose the band, and then
Wow.
I was like, "Oh, hey, this is great. I get, we got more TV stuff. This is just a month's worth of work. This is great. I'm young
Yeah.
at this point. I think at this point I was 18, 19. Um, and I just got the gig for the One Direction gig, and I had another tour with Skepta coming up, and my first reaction was, these guys are gonna rinse me for this. I was like, they're gonna be like, you're playing with a pop band, like what the hell? Um, and man, I remember telling Skepta, and he was so stoked. He's just like, yes,
Wow.
like this is great. Which was the complete. I thought I was just gonna be like the butt of everybody's jokes, being
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, you're
Yeah.
gonna play the boy band. Look at it, because I had the sweepy hair. I looked like I was in a blooming boy band. But yeah, no, they were so cool about it all, and then yeah, my life kind of changed. Like
That's
that.
incredible. It's incredible that you were a self-confessed metalhead, found yourself in a gig with Skepta, and then found yourself doing a show and doing a tour and becoming part of One Direction. That's incredible. What an amazing, path you've had.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those pinch me moments where now I look back on it. I mean, I'm 35 this year.
Yeah,
Now I look back on it, it's like, it's been over 10 years since that last One Direction show. And I'm like, it feels like a blur. But it does
yeah,
feel
yeah,
like one of
yeah.
those moments I was like, wow, did that even happen? Is this one of those weird moments when you look back and go, did I just make all this up in my head? Like, this is crazy.
Has playing with, and I keep bringing up One Direction because, as I said, they're arguably, one of the most recognizable groups in the world. Do you feel like that has hit a benchmark for you personally and professionally that is going to be difficult to get back to? Or have you kind of gone, that was amazing, everything else I'm doing is amazing, and there is no comparison?
It's a really good question. I think obviously it was such an anomaly at the time anyway that it's
Sure.
going to be hard to match that
Yeah.
in its own right as a session player. It'd be really hard to match that in the sense of like getting that gig and doing another gig like that, unless it was like somebody like Taylor Swift or somebody that's already
Sure.
on that massive. But to get in
Yeah.
ground up again and start from the beginning and build up to that level, I I don't I don't know if there will be anything like that ever again, but
Hmm.
there'll be another version of something as cool in a different vein, maybe,
Yes.
whether I'm a part of it or not. But I don't know. I think for me now, the whole thought of like, okay, well, what else is there? What else can I achieve now? Like, there's, I guess as the session player, quote unquote, to be like, you're hired to play with people. I've kind of done everything you can imagine on that scale and more. Like, I guess for a lot of it, we were doing things and getting recognition in a way that
Hmm.
other session players just weren't getting
Yeah, 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 yeah.
at the time, especially with social media, especially. So I guess, yeah, now it's more like, okay, well, what can I do now that's like in my mind as epic, but in a different stratosphere, like a whole different thing. It doesn't need to be sold out stadiums every single day
Yeah, yeah.
forever. But it's like even just being like, playing with a bunch of some of my best mates, going out on a tour, doing selling really well, and having people sing your lyrics back to you, kind of thing. Those kind
Yeah.
of moments, rather than like the hired gun kind of thing, I guess is the next venture. And my band Lavara that I was in for a while, and we imploded in COVID, as everything else imploded in COVID. Now we've come back for this deluxe release and doing a load more music and touring. So like,
Amazing.
there's cool little things like that that I guess it's new and exciting and fresh, because that was one of the hardest
Yeah.
things I found coming off the road with 1D was um, being quite jaded to everything, being like, well, I've been there, I've done that. And then when you do a different tour that isn't that kind of level, you're used to a certain way, and I'm kind of going like, oh man, like, why isn't this happening like this, or like, why aren't we doing
Yeah.
this, or whatever. And then actually you got to realize like that was such an anomaly. Like, that's not a
Yeah.
normal. We went in and it was just like the Rolls Royce of touring.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Whereas
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
guess a lot of even bands that have been around for 30, 40 years don't get
Mm.
that luxury. So I was super, super blessed to be able to, do that. So I'm trying to not be jaded on things anymore. And I'm back to being excited and just enjoying the process and loving just getting to play music. That's the best bit.
It's awesome. I've one last One Direction related question before we move on to your career in drums.
Yeah.
Obviously, One Direction fans are famously intense. What's the maddest thing you experienced while touring with the guys that probably people outside of that bubble wouldn't believe?
Oh man, that's a really hard question. I guess they're better than the FBI. They would figure out everything. So like, even I think it was my little brother was born on New Year's Day.
Yeah.
I say little. He's like almost a foot taller than me. He's giant. Um, but I remember posting something. This was way back in like 2012, maybe. I think I posted like a happy birthday to him on Twitter at the time, because Twitter was the thing.
Yeah.
Everyone was on, Um, and I remember like instantly he had 40,000 followers. People just hit him up. They're like, "There's a, this is Josh's brother. Josh is a link with One Direction. We must follow him." And then
Wow.
my mom ended up with like 20,000 followers and all this. And so
Right.
like people just attached to the band in whatever way they could. I mean, people would
Yes.
be like, I'd see things online about people being like, "Oh man, this person here walks like you." I'm like, "What do you mean walks like me?" They're like, "Yeah, yeah, like they walk like they have the same walk as you." And I'm thinking, "The people have walks." Like, you know what? They definitely they kind of knew everything before we did. So it's like whenever anybody asks me like, "Is One Direction ever getting back together?" Like you must have some insider information. I'm like, guys, you'll know before I do. Like
Yeah, yeah,
you'll
yeah.
you'll know everything before I do. I guarantee it because I I'm the last person to find out anything or whatever. You know. We definitely had it a couple times where my wife and I were staying in a hotel somewhere completely random and people would knock on our door. Like they'd know which room you're in, all this kind of stuff, and it would be like completely
Oh, wow.
secret. You'd look through the little keyhole and there'd just be a bunch of people there,
Oh
and
my
we'd be
God.
like, "Stay quiet, don't say
Oh
anything."
my God.
So yeah, no, but
That's
yeah,
that's
it was it
incredible.
was it was intense, but honestly, like I can never fault any of the fans because they kept me in a job for so long, and
Mm.
it's like it's just
Hmm.
part and
Hmm.
parcel. I never wanted to be famous ever, despite what it probably looks like online of me posting me drumming all the time and all that. Never wanted that.
Right.
Um, I just kind of the small amount that I did get was just like awesome, you know, and everyone's been really respectful. So yeah,
It's amazing.
it's good fun.
Talking about your online presence, something that you are massively pro is and I use this word carefully, but the exciting increase of AI with Suno, and I know that this is a really controversial topic within music and within drums, but a
Very.
lot of people see AI music as threatening. But you've publicly embraced tools like Suno. What excites you about tools like Suno rather than scares you?
I guess for me, the generating music part of it, the thing I'm very again, and I speak too soon about this. The thing I really dislike about generative music and AI generative music is the fact that people can literally go on, make a full song that sounds pretty great, and just
Mm.
publish it straight up. That to me is a massive no no. Like you shouldn't be generating music for that kind of thing. For me, I was like I've tried to stay on top of everything with the way the world's changing with music, different technologies and all that, and it just kind of blew my mind. So obviously everybody goes on and be like, write me a song about this, and be like, oh, this is
Yeah.
great. Look at the lyrics you chose. Like it was fun, but for me, I was like, actually, how can this be a tool that helps me rather than hinders my industry?
Mhm.
And so I've been just kind of using it to create random things to drum to try and push myself to as well. I love playing along to music. I'm not the kind of guy that can just stick a metronome on and just play for ages.
Right.
For me, I want to push to get better to try and create something new drumming wise. I think one of the hardest things to do in the drums is not to just copy someone else out there.
Yeah.
Just be like, oh, you know, like if somebody in a session says to me, make this sound like Jeff Beccaro, I'll be like, okay, cool. I know what I have to do to try and make it feel
Yes.
and sound like that and do a
Yes.
poor representation of doing so. Um, but I found with that, I was able to just kind of like very easily without me having to sit there and painstakingly think, right, I'm gonna, because I can play guitar, I can play bass, I can play some keys, I can produce stuff up, but it would take me days and days and days to get to anything where I'm like a level of okay, cool.
Yeah.
I've shaped something that I'm like, okay, cool. I want to play some drum solos. Whereas with all this stuff, I can be like, I want this kind of vibe, and you can go really into detail. It takes it there without drums, and then I can go right now. I'm just gonna throw down, try and make it feel good. So it was a good practice tool to start. But honestly, there's so much you can do, and again, I'm very against people just like creating it for something and then just uploading it to the track and going done. There you go. I now have a AI whatever because that's taking work from people. I don't want to, you know, I never want to do that, and I don't like it when people MIDI drums and goes right. We're not going to use you. We're just going to create a MIDI drum track. It's the
Hmm.
same stuff apart from with MIDI, someone's playing it at least or drawing
Mm.
it. So it's like for me, it's just a tool to get around a lot of different creative blocks. Maybe there's some stuff that I can't physically do on guitar. I mean, there's a lot I can't physically do on other instruments. So it was quite a good tool to go, okay, cool. This is the kind of vibe. Get it, and then go. That's what I want. I'll then
Yeah.
send it to my buddy who plays guitar, and then say, this is the vibe. Can
Yeah.
you? or is this physically impossible? And then they go,
Okay.
I see what you're working towards. Let's
Yeah.
do this. You know,
That's
it'd be
cool.
different
Okay.
if I was just throwing it on a track and going, there's the guitar part. But
Yeah.
that's what everybody thinks. And again, there's gonna be a load of people that watch this and then they just go like, oh, he's mentioned AI, I hate this, whatever. It's like this is the way of the world. Chat GPT has taken over the world in certain ways. AI has taken over. It's no different. It's how we use it that really defines if it's good or bad, in my opinion. So, you know, and I'm open to being wrong, but that's my vibe with it.
I openly really sit on the fence with this
Mm.
because I'm the first person when it's like somebody's birthday or whatever. I'm the first person to write an extremely offensive song about them on Suno and send it to them and just because that's what it's for. But
Yeah.
when it comes to well, that's what it's for me anyway. When it comes to perhaps using AI and tools such as Suno more professionally, that's when I kind of start to think, is this taking away from creatives? And there have been lots of people that have spoken very openly, and this isn't just about Suno, it's about AI in general. There's been
Mm.
lots of people in, for example, advertising that have said, "I used to write jingles for adverts. I can't do that anymore. Because AI is taking over." And that's exactly what we don't want to happen. Because the minute somebody's creativity is zapped from their soul, that's the minute that that person is no longer that person. And I think what makes people unique is that they have that talent, is that they enjoy the creative process of building a song, building a film, building poetry. And that's why I'm on the fence with it. But my
Sure.
God, when it's somebody's birthday, when it's something silly that's happening, I absolutely love Suno because it's just hilarious. But I do.
We've all done it, man. We've all done it where we've gone on and gone, let's write the most ridiculous thing. I mean, it's for instance, within Suno, there's a studio option where you can basically put your own audio in and you can change it to whatever you want. So
Yeah, yeah,
if
sure, I've seen that.
I have a bunch of the videos that I took in the stadium behind me where it's like, you know, millions of people, well, not millions, that's a vast exaggeration. Let's say like, you know, tens of thousands of people.
12
Um,
people.
yeah. There was three people, and I knew all of them. And they didn't pay either. No, it's people would always ask, "Oh, what do you listen to in your in-ears?" And I remember doing a video where I made Suno make the most like ghastly death metal sound. It's great. It's great for content like that, and
It's fun.
a lot of players are. Especially with online stuff, encounter big copyright issues with if they're playing along to like an Ariana Grande song, they get a copyright strike. That can be their whole avenue of revenue gone
Sure.
if they get too many kind of things. So I guess another pro or another plus, if you will, is if you just get some generic things backing tracks to just drum to make loops
Mm,
out of and just play along to.
yeah,
You're not
yeah,
you're not going to get tripped up as as a copyright, and then you can really put your stamp on it. But again,
that's true.
that's super polarizing because people will argue the whole thing. One thing I found is you can't please everyone ever.
No, no.
Even when you're doing what you think is the absolute best and you're trying your hardest. I mean, man, I was on one of the biggest gigs ever at the time, and people were sending me such horrible stuff from the industry, supposed other drummers who love in their profiles to build people up. And the first thing they
Mm,
could do is go back and be like, "Oh, this sucks. I want to peel my eyes out," and all this stuff.
yeah.
Like, I don't want to watch it. You can't please everyone, so you just got to do what you feel is right for you and what works. And if people don't like it, okay, cool. They don't have to watch
All
it.
right.
Move on. All good.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. I agree. Everyone's social media presence is their shop window, isn't it? And some
Yeah.
shops aren't right for some people, but some other people might really enjoy those shops. So it's whatever tickles your fancy.
Yeah.
Um, Talking about drumming, and obviously we're really, really excited. That you're playing the UK drum show for us in October, across the weekend of the 24th and 25th of October. Um, what are you going to be bringing to the table, Josh? Because self-confessed metalhead, played for Skepta, played for One Direction. You love Suno. Where's this madness going to go?
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't got a clue yet. I need, I need to sit and figure it out. No, I'll. Back in the day, I used to love being like, "Yeah, look at me, look how fast I can play. Look at all the chops, look at all the soloing stuff." Like, I hate all that stuff for me, but I love listening to people do it. But it's
Sure.
just so not me. I much prefer just playing along the stuff and kind of
Yeah, yeah.
trying to make music feel good. So I've been involved with so many projects and recorded so many cool songs and played live so many cool things. So I'll be playing a lot of music, all different types. There will be some metal. I did a song
Nice.
with Trivium frontman Matt Hafey. So we released that song a while back and it's so sick. It's one of those drum songs that you're like afterwards you're like I've sweat so much because I'm just knackered. It's a lot of double kick stuff. So yeah, it'll be a lot of different stuff. It won't just be bubblegum pop. I promise
Okay,
that because
amazing.
I think a lot of people would be like, I don't want to listen to this.
Well, I mean, look. You're clearly an extremely versatile drummer, and that's exactly the sort of thing that we want to celebrate at the festival in October. Even if you were playing, as you say, bubblegum pop, if you get a right left kick in, you can make that well more metal, right? For your own.
Oh, trust me, yeah, always.
Um, what would be, Josh, your advice to aspiring artists and drummers, particularly, that would love to climb the ladder in the way that you have done with your career?
100% social media is everything these days. It seems to be that's people's resume. Um,
Mm,
and I would say what I'm seeing more of now online is people trying to show their chops, trying to show, look what I can do, look what I can do, look what I can do. But actually, the ones getting all the gigs are the ones going like, look how I can make this song feel, look how I can play this, look how I make the song better.
mm,
And I would say everyone wants their flash 5 minutes for sure, and you see all
mm,
the top guys doing it, and it's great. But I would say one, mix up what you're putting up online, show that you can throw down when you need to, but also
mm,
like play songs, make it feel good. Stick up as much stuff as you can of you just serving a song, because that ideally is what we need to do as musicians. Um, Play with absolutely anybody and everybody you can. It doesn't mean take every free gig that comes to you. It means go out there and try and play with people way better, people that are experienced. Any way you can, get out there and be seen. Um, and then three, I guess the most important thing is just love what you're doing, because it comes across so well when you see a musician who is just out there having the best time. They are loving everything. It's
mm,
infectious. It's contagious. It makes
mhm,
you want to watch this person more. When you kind of look like, look at me, I'm the big shot. Oh yeah, I'm too good for this, but I'm playing this because it pays the bills, whatever. That comes across. So like, or if you
mm,
just look like you're hating every moment of your life, like people don't want to watch someone miserable, right?
mhm.
Unless there's very specific cases of people where people love watching miserable stuff. But yeah, I would say that's it. And then just practice your ass off still. Like,
Yeah,
it's one thing I don't do enough and I need to. I mean, I'm going to have to do it for this London drum show because I feel like I really have to throw down. But just keep practicing. It doesn't matter how good you think you are. There's always room for improvement. I mean, I'm sure the top 1% of drummers in the world are all still sitting every single day and going like,
yeah,
how do I better myself? And if they're
yeah.
not, then and they're sitting back in their gajillion-dollar mansions, like good for them. But they can still be better. So everybody has to keep pushing. So yeah, practice and enjoy the process.
Love that. Josh Devine, arguably the best surname in the entire drumming community. If that is your real surname, that is
It
absolutely
is.
phenomenal.
It is. It is.
Absolutely
Yeah.
brilliant. Although
I
your
get
parent
asked that a lot. To be fair, everyone goes, "Is this your real surname?" Or they call
really,
me Josh Devine, which
I know.
I stopped caring. I'm just like whatever. But yeah, Josh Devine, yeah, real surname, real name.
I do think your parents might have missed a trick. They could have called you I am. That would have just been absolutely phenomenal.
I mean, yeah, it would have been it would have been pretty insane. Yeah, it
um,
meant I had to worry naming my daughters as well because I was like, actually, it could come across a little bit porn starry if you name them specific names. So we definitely had to think and go, right, let's go for really nice, cute names.
ah,
So it was just for truth, man.
Listen, man, it's been an absolute pleasure to hang with you. I can't wait to see what you bring to the table at the UK Drum Show at the LEX Liverpool across the weekend of the 24th and 25th of October. And best of luck with your career. And yeah, will be really, really great to see you in person.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Thanks for having me.